we are going to learn Second Anglo-Maratha War and Third Anglo-Maratha War. So before starting, we must see this map and get to know what the position of the different Maratha chiefs. So Baroda was under Gayakwads, Indore was under Holkar, Pune was under Peshwas, Nagpur was under Bhosles, and Scindias were ruling in the Gwalior region. So in this way, there were many chief of Marathas. If we will see, after Tipu Sultan's death in Mysore was captured by British in 1799. Now the Marathas were the only major Indian power left outside of British domination. At that time, the Maratha Confederacy consisted of five major chiefs: the Peshwas at Pune, the Gayakwads at Baroda, the Holkars at Indore, the Scindias at Gwalior, and the Bhosle at Nagpur, which we have seen in the last slide. There were internal squabble among themselves. Means they were having internal rivalry among themselves. Now Baji Rao II, at this time, Baji Rao II, the son of Raghunath Rao, was installed as the Peshwa after the death of Madhav Rao II. We have seen in the first Maratha Anglo War that after this, Britishers and Marathas have 20 years of peace. So during these 20 years, Madhav Rao II died, and the power came into the hand of Raghunath Rao's son Bajirao II. So he became the Peshwa of Pune that time. In the Battle of Pune in 1802, Yashwantrao Holkar, the chief of the Holkar of Indore, defeated Peshwa and Scindias. Means they were having internal rivalry and they were not. They were fighting among themselves. So Holkars had a fight with Peshwas and Scindias together. Peshwas was supporting Scindias, so they together had a fight with Holkar, in which Yashwantrao Holkar has defeated both of them. Now Bajirao too had no option but to take British help. So he sought British protection and signed the Treaty of Basin and entered into subsidiary alliance with them. So now what is subsidiary alliance? Let's see, children, what is subsidiary alliance. Subsidiary alliance was the British policy of providing military assistance to the Indian rulers in exchange of paying for army maintenance. A British resident in place at the court for security from other ruler, but the main purpose was to keep other European powers away. So what it is basically, it if a ruler, Indian rulers, get into this alliance, then they cannot keep their own army. Instead of that, they will be getting the army support from the Britishers, and the expense of this army, which was provided by Britishers, the cost has to bear by the Indian king. Okay, so the maintenance has to be paid by the Indian king, and this and other than this, a British resident or a British officer will be there in the court of that kingdom always. So what was the basic purpose of this? The main purpose was to know the daily affair of the court. To Britishers, they will be well acquainted with the events of the day to day, what is happening in the court and the kingdom. And other thing was that any foreign power will not have any influence to that particular king. So after the Battle of Pune, Bajirao II entered into subsidiary alliance. As per this treaty, he ceded territories to the British and agreed to maintenance of British troop there. He got ready to keep British troop in the basin. The Scindias and the Bhosle did not accept this treaty, and this caused the Second Anglo-Maratha War in central India in 1803. Actually, the British supposed that as Peshwa has entered into this alliance, so all the Maratha chief will be accepting. But Scindias and Bhosle did not like this treaty, and they decided to have a fight with Britishers. So a second Anglo-Maratha took place in 1803. The Holkars also joined the battle against the English at the later stage. So, what was the result of the Second Anglo Maratha War? All the Marathas' forces were defeated by the British in this battle. The Scindia signed the Treaty of Surji Anjangaon in 1803, through which the British got the territories of the Rohtak, Ganga, Yamuna Dao, Gurgaon, Delhi, Agra region, Broch, some districts in Gujarat, parts of Bundelkhand, and Ahmednagar Fort. So we can see a large number of territories came under the control of British. Then they have again signed a treaty with Bhosles that was known as Treaty of Deogaon in 1803, as per which the English acquired Cuttack, Balasore, and the area west of Varda River. These were the most important areas for British for the safety of Calcutta Presidency. The Holkar signed the Treaty of Rajghat in 1805, according to which they gave up Tong, Bundi, and Rampura to British. As a result of the war, large part of the central India came under British control. Now let's move to Third Anglo-Maratha War, 1817 to 1818. After the Second Anglo-Maratha War, the Marathas made one last attempt to rebuild their old prestige, because now they were not liking, even Bajirao Peshwa did not like the position as a subsidiary in after signing the subsidiary alliance, because now he has to take permission from British East India Company. The resident was interfering in the matter a lot, so he didn't like. Now he wanted to come out from this, so they all tried once again. They wanted to fight together and to win. They wanted to retake all their old possession from the English. They were also unhappy with the British residents' interference in their internal matter. The chief reason for this war was the British conflict with the Pendaris, whom the British suspected were being protected by the Marathas. Actually, Pendaris were many caste and classes who worked like mercenaries under the Maratha chief. When the Maratha chief became weak, they started raiding the territories of the British. The companies accused Maratha of giving shelter to Pendaris. Actually, these Pendaris were held by, actually, they used to help Marathas earlier, but when the Marathas got weakened, these groups started attacking on mm, company's area, and which company didn't like, and they thought that Marathas are protecting these Pendaris. Pendaris opposed to the Marathas, who were bound by tradition of confederate government, were merely freebooters or plundering bands. As Marathas were a group, but Pindaris were not a group. They were just freebooters or plundering bands. So their main purpose used to be to plunder a place and to get loot that place. They were a mix of Hindus, Muslim, Afghan, Jats, and Marathas, better called as a debris of Mughal Empire, broken and not incorporated into any of the regimes. The Pindaris were crushed in 1817. They were being crushed, and the Maratha chiefs pay. So how the war took place? The Maratha chief Peshwa Bajirao II, Malhar Rao Holkar, and Mudhoji Bhosle forced a united front against the English. The Scindias were kept aloof from the war by the diplomacy. The British East India Company pressurized him not to be the part of the Third Anglo-Maratha War. So once the war started, the war was very easy for Britishers to win, and the victory was very swift for them. What was the result of the Third Anglo-Maratha War? If we see, the Treaty of Gwalior was signed in 1817 between Sindh and British. Even though he had not been involved in the war, as per this treaty, Sindh gave up Rajasthan to British. Though they were not involved, you can see the British policy. Because of them, Sindhis didn't get involved in the war. In spite of that, they have to bear the cost, and they got the punishment. As a punishment, we can say, or as per treaty, he has to give Rajasthan to the British. The Rajas of Rajputana remained the princely state till 1947 after accepting British sovereignty. The Treaty of Mandasar was signed between the British and the Holkar chief in 1818. An infant was placed on the throne under British guardianship. Once again, the Mandasar was signed, and the Holkar's chief infant a small child has been placed under the guardianship of British. Then the Peshwa surrendered in 1818. He was dethroned and pensioned off to a small estate in Bittur. Most part of his territory became part of the Bombay Presidency. His adopted son Nana Sahib became one of the leaders of the revolt of 1857 at Kanpur. The territories annexed from the Pindaris became the central province under British India. The war led to the end of Maratha Empire. All the Maratha powers surrendered to the British. An obscure descendant of Chhatrapati Shivaji was placed as the ceremonial head of the Maratha Confederacy at Satara. This was the last major war fought and won by the British. With this, British controlled most part of India directly or indirectly. So these were the results of the Third Anglo-Maratha War. Now we can see the reasons for Maratha loss. What was the reason? Most obvious, the lack of unity among the Maratha chief themselves, lack of good relation with other Indian princes and ruling dynasties, so that they can get timely help in case of in case of British attack. Other aspect was that failure to understand the British political and diplomatic strength. All these were the reasons for Maratha loss. So with all this, we are end with Anglo-Maratha War.